today is my birthday and we're going to do something special, one of my favorite dishes, salmon sliders. And we're going to do this in a little bit of a different way because it's my birthday. We are out and about today doing a lot of things, and so we are on our way to the trampoline park very shortly. And so we're going to allow this to be a shorter day. And so we chose a dish that is more simple and will allow you to make it very delicious in the short amount of time. And we're doing salmon sliders. Salmon sliders are very, very good and fast and quick and easy. The components are slaw, Hawaiian bread, and salmon, and you're good. And that's it. We're excited. Another reason today is because I have these guys with me. These are my sous chefs, my nephew and my niece, Zion and Rylan. Say hi, you guys.
Hi.
So they are about to help me today, making something I'm sure they will love. My niece doesn't eat too much salmon, so I got some steak on the side for her for steak sliders. She's a little spoiled, maybe. So while this is getting started off, I'm gonna go and get some logistics handled, and I'm gonna let them do what they want.
So here are your ingredients: salt, pepper, garlic powder, chili powder, and mayonnaise, lime, mango.
This is your herbs and spices. You know, this is more of a self-made blend. If you have like an Italian blend or oregano or parsley you want to use, you can use that. Throw that in your mayo.
Butter,
So
red cabbage, oil, and green cabbage. That completes your ingredients.
right. So just going over it real quick. We're going fresh cut mango into strips. We're going thin, very thin strips, as you can see there. We're going fresh lime, mayo for our aioli. Our Italian herbs are chili pepper, garlic powder, kosher salt, fresh ground pepper, green cabbage and red cabbage, both sliced at about 1/4 inch by 1 inch into about French fry shapes about that big in between my fingers.
Did you share it online?
Yes, we did. So, and right here, we have clarified butter. So this clarified butter, you can probably tell, is a little lighter than regular butter. It's halfway in between regular butter and lobster butter. That's what we're working with here. And we're using that to get less of the dairy in our salmon so it doesn't burn.
And how do you clarify butter again?
So we're going to go over that in a second. You take one of these and one of these, right? And so I'm going to ask one of my sous chefs to help me out with this. And when you guys, Rylan, can you come here and undo this? Be careful because it's a little warm. Warm butter, you want to be careful not to get it all over yourself because it's warm. So just open it up and throw it in here.
Okay.
And then we're going to put this whole thing in the microwave, and then we're going to skim off the white milk proteins that come up from it and while we're microwaving it. And so we get that nice clear butter afterwards.
So I gotta like be careful.
Mm-hmm. So just drop that in here. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna take, as I throw this in the microwave for me,
How much?
at 30 seconds. Right? So while thank you. I'm turning 22 today, and so we're gonna go do some things.
Celeste says, happy birthday, Chef Jelani. And Yukio Simmons says, apologize if I pronounce your name wrong, happy birthday to you. So many people. Dolly says, yay, I thought I might have missed it. Nope. We gave Christmas a day off to be with the families, but back on his birthday, chop to it, back to work.
Yes,
Michelle says, happy birthday, Chef Jay.
Well, thank you, everybody. So we're going to make the slaw real quick. And so the slaw is a mango slaw with a little bit of a kick in it. And so Rylan is going to come help me make this slaw over here. So with the slaw, it's pretty simple. It's a raw slaw, so we're not doing any cooking. If you want, you can toss them very lightly in this in a warm pan.
So you want me to You want me to throw it in? Or
So we're gonna do a little bit of both. Red cabbage is a little bit tougher than green cabbage, so I'm gonna toss some of this. Here, you can take this. Toss a handful of your green cabbage in a bowl, right?
A big handful.
Right, a handful. That's okay. And we're gonna toss a handful of this red cabbage in a pan. And so while that's going, we toss in a very little oil. And you can step this way so they can see. And we toss in some salt and pepper. And we let this cabbage cook for a little bit. So your temperature is about medium. You just want to get the cabbage a little softer than it is currently. But while that's going, we're going to work with this right here.
Okay.
And so I'm going to take 2 forkfuls of mayo and throw it in there.
1,
All right.
2.
All right, now take that whole thing of mango,
Okay.
half a cup of mango, and toss it in there.
Okay.
All that.
Good.
Be careful.
Let me just like
Yeah, you can just put the fork down now. You can put it here.
Do you want me to use my finger
Yeah,
too?
you wash your hands.
Yes.
Awesome. So grab them. Take some of this pepper.
Is it on the pepper?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right here?
Yeah, just take a pinch, grab it like this. Throw it over there. All right. Take some of that salt. Throw it in there too. Take a little bit of that garlic powder. Some of this red chipotle powder.
Rylan, how old are
Nice.
you?
10.
So this shows you that at 10, our children can
Mix
really
this up.
start learning how to cook. Jelani was 10 years old when he started really cooking in the kitchen. Hold on to the side of the pan while you stir. Okay. Jelani's flipping that.
So what we're doing now, we're just making the slaw. And watch out, right? Now we're going to toss in some of this hot red cabbage. And this hot red cabbage is going to cook the other cabbage a little bit. And it's going to give our cabbage a little extra flavor. So
But it's really
Rye,
al
can you mix
dente.
that?
It's really al dente.
Right, it's basically al
You mix
dente.
it?
It's, yes, mix that please. So it's really crunchy, but it's not so crunchy that it's overbearing. But you still want it to have a little bit of that flavor and that comes with cooked red cabbage. And so if you look at this now, this is what goes on top of our salmon slider. It's that easy. Very simple. If you want to go with more ingredients, you can. But the mango and the salt and pepper and the garlic, it all works together pretty nicely.
Yeah.
And then,
And by the way, just for the record, this is what makes it over the top. This is what makes it one of the most requested dishes at our barbecues. Jelani's famous salmon sliders.
so now we're going to make the other component to this, which is the mayo. So Zai, you can switch with Zai now. So Zai is going to help us with the mayo. And so if you want to see more of these two, you go to chefjelani.com, Jelani, chefjelani.com, and we're going to be featuring more of these guys always. So with this, we're going to start with mayo. Just plain mayo. Here, I'll hold this for you. You can do this. So toss in the mayo, right? Use this. So we're going to scoop out 1 cup of mayo. This is about 3/4 a cup actually, and after we took out the rest of it.
How many sliders will this much mayo serve? So
This much mayo will be for about 4 sliders. It's, you just brush a little bit on it. So a little bit of mayo. Now, take this. I'll grab this from you. Now, a pinch of this. That's chipotle powder, guys.
just
All right?
a pinch.
Just a pinch.
And don't rub your eyes and wash your hands afterwards.
So a pinch of garlic powder. A pinch of pepper. You can use a little bit extra pepper. Yeah, you can go a little bit more. Pinch of salt. Right? And then half of a lime juice. Well, yeah, look at that. Oh, sorry, my mom's fixing her hat. Alright, so go with lime juice.
A whole lime?
Yeah, so we're going to go with anywhere from half a lime to a whole lime. I like mine a little bit more acidic, so we're going with a whole lime for this one. And then just mix it up. I mean, you can do this. I'll take this from you. Alright, so whip it, whip it, whip it. Don't be afraid to get in there. Alright, so your aioli, if you want, you can use roasted whole garlic. If you want, you can use roasted. So you want to whip it, get it nice and creamy again. Get all the juice in there. And here's your aioli.
So the lime actually thins it out as well.
The lime thins it out, but you want it to be thin because the final dish, you want it to have a smidge of this on it. You want it to be more watery than mayo.
It's not gloopy like mayo is normally.
Right.
So just so you guys know, is it mayo is what you call it?
Aioli.
Aioli. Like he'll make a big batch of it. He'll make a big batch of it and have it in the, what's that container? Show him the one that we have on the door.
Yes.
So you buy those empty containers, at Smart and Final, and he makes a batch of it, and we're like, man, you will never want regular mayonnaise. Now this is a spicy one, right?
Right. This is a spicy mustard aioli with roasted garlic.
Riley said, So that is just great. You can make a big batch of it, and it just makes sandwiches, anything, taste a whole lot better. Didn't know it existed.
Aioli and slaw. You can make your slaw with your aioli, guys. But we go for two separate things so that the flavor profile is very different. If you use all the same ingredients and multiple things, it makes the whole thing taste the same. But if you go, all right, I want this to have lime and mango and all this stuff, but you put it in separate places, then you get that depth of flavor. The same reason we don't put the mango in the aioli, same reason we don't put lime in the slaw. We just want the flavors to stay in their respective areas so that they can come together when we want them to.
Okay, that's deep. Say that one more time while you don't put the aioli in the cabbage.
In general, we don't put one ingredient in another unnecessarily. So we don't put mango in the aioli, and we don't put lime in the slaw because we want those flavors to stay true to themselves, and when they come together, they come together. But we don't mix them together beforehand because they don't need to be.
So technically what you're saying is you could have put this over this.
We could have put this lime aioli in this mango slaw, but then the mango slaw and the aioli won't have any different flavors. When you're eating it, the slaw and the aioli will blend together.
And you want more robust, distinctive.
You want to be able to taste like, this aioli tastes different. This slaw tastes like this. Instead of just the whole sandwich tastes like this.
Yes.
Right? And so, same thing goes with salmon. With salmon, we're going to go with the base flavor. We're going to go salt, pepper, lime juice, and butter. And that is it. You can take your salmon anywhere from this in this dish. Just keep in mind the mango and lime if you're using that recipe. But the mango and lime are what makes this taste how it is, not the salmon itself. And so, in our pan, we got it nice and hot. We're going to go with the clarified butter, not regular butter, because regular butter would burn in this scenario.
Ex-Kizen says it's good to know in regards to the separate flavors. And
oil, olive oil, not extra virgin olive oil because you would burn it and you'll get black stuff all over your salmon.
How many of you type your name in if you use extra virgin olive oil and you got black soot over your food like I have?
So we're going half clarified butter and half extra virgin olive oil.
Okay. Huh?
Linda is taking notes.
Right.
Linda is taking notes. Linda, you take notes. 'Cause
Right,
when
right.
you make this, I'm going to take notes.
Right. Lydia is taking notes as well. So you just did something amazing. So the butter and the oil, that's the secret. Please
Right.
explain that to them. I
So-
never realized this.
Butter and oil right now are mixed together, and that's why you're getting that brown butter looking. And here we have our salmon cut into our slider sizes. I would say it's about 3 inches across, and the salmon length long. And so, however, you see here, it's about 3 or 4 inches across. You can always make it bigger, but always go on the smaller side because salmon, if you're making this for a party, you want multiple sliders.
Right.
Bless you.
Dr. Connie says, "Happy birthday, Jelani." And
thank
here's
you.
the entire.
right,
Here's the
so-
entire slider.
Here's the entire
Salmon.
salmon right here, and we cut them into about, this big of. These are all going to be individual sliders. They all go on these, right?
Hawaiian roll.
Oop, oop,
Famous
lost
Hawaiian
one.
rolls.
So, take one, and you salt it. Right. So you salt them and pepper them individually. So just take one of these, pepper it down, salt it down, and you lay it down in your pan,
Face down.
face down.
And you've already de-skinned, taken the skin off the salmon.
Alright, so a couple ways to cook salmon, guys. You can always cook your salmon with the skin on. That's totally an option. If you do, put the skin side down, right? Skin side down, and then you cook it on the skin side for most of the time.
When you say skin side down, skin side in the oil? Or?
Yeah, skin side in the oil, face
Okay.
down in the oil. And then if you're like my grandfather, you just break the skin off and eat it like chips. But you have to descale your fish if you're going to do that.
Okay.
If you're going to just eat the skin, how you would, if you want to keep the skin on and cook it, you descale it. That way you can eat fish skin chips afterwards. Or you can keep it like this so we can go directly from the pan to the slider without the fish skin chips. So with this, and one more. Boom. We're going to take this butter,
This is a
pull
secret.
it. This is where you get good at this. You pull it in the side, and you spoon the butter over. Right? If you have small pieces like this, cooking one at a time, you let it just pool in the side. You just let the whole thing basically boil in the butter.
Okay, so what you have to know is that what he's doing right now makes the difference between a dried out salmon, piece of salmon, and a moist. I cooked salmon for years. Didn't even really like my own salmon. I didn't know why I didn't like my own salmon. And then he cooked salmon when he came home from school, and he cooked it like that. And I loved it and realized, number one, I was cooking my salmon too long because it cooks for another 5 minutes. It cooks for another 5 minutes after you take it off the fire. So you can't cook it till it's completely done in the pan or else it's going to overcook on the plate. I didn't know that. Secondly, that little thing he's doing right now with that butter, right there, that's the business. That's boss.
This
right
is
there.
the business. What you're doing is you're keeping your salmon out of the air and you're letting it soak in all that butter. And one, you're cooking it quicker.
Look how pretty that looks. Woo!
One, you're cooking it quicker, and two, you're making sure that your salmon gets all that fat and flavor. And so, take a look at this. This is what the salmon should look like.
Michelle is asking how long on average should you cook salmon?
If you're cooking a fillet like this, a fillet this size.
Repeat her question.
She asked how long you should cook salmon.
Michelle
usually.
asked.
Michelle, if you're cooking a full fillet, in the pan, I would say 15-20 minutes. On the grill, about 10 to 15 minutes. Cooking salmon, it's kind of like tuna. Tuna you can eat raw, but people also eat it cooked. Salmon's the same way. You can eat it as close to raw as you feel like you want to eat it, but usually we go about halfway. And so this little piece is about to be done because we're about past the halfway mark in terms of rawness. And so you want to get it. I'll show you what the inside should look like. But for little pieces like this, for the sliders, I would say 5 minutes, no more than 5 minutes. That's pushing it.
For slider pieces?
Right, for slider pieces. If you want them all the way through white, then you go for about 6-7 minutes. But they're going to cook out of the pan. So you don't want them to dry out. If you dry them out, you cook them way too long because you can always cook them for less time. Salmon is unique in the fact that you can always cook it less time, and it can still be edible to someone.
So X-Kibben is on, Matt Gill is on, Bert is on, everyone's saying hello, Dana Brown. Where can you find clarified butter, Chef Jelani?
If you want to buy clarified butter, which I do not suggest because it is easy to make, it is called ghee. In the store, it is G-I, ghee. And no. G-H-E-E. I'm thinking of an Asian, different food. G-H-E-E is clarified butter. It comes in jars about that tall, I would say. They're really good. Ghee is best made, it's best eaten in the first 48 hours that you open it because it's butter. If you don't refrigerate it. If you don't refrigerate it, that's how it is. If you do refrigerate it, it gets kind of clumpy and it doesn't hold as well. And so I'm gonna show you guys what the salmon should look like. So this is about what it should be. You can still see in the very, very middle how it's still moist and how it's still not all the way cooked through. I'm just trying to find a way how to explain this, but I'm sure you guys can see if I look in here.
Just bring a little closer. Okay.
So your salmon should be cooked all the way through just before. This is going to cook over a little bit more. So this is just about the moistness you want. Once you get that white stuff around here, these little pieces cook for extra time. And so this is a little drier than you would want, but you want them to look like this piece and not this piece. This bigger piece is perfect moistness generally.
Yes, it's flaky. Bert said it's flaky. Is the ghee? Angela Mack says, is the ghee healthy? You talked about some nutrition facts last time.
Yeah, so ghee is healthier than butter. It is not healthy as coconut oil, but ghee is butter without the cholesterol, without the milk proteins. Ghee is vegan, so you can, if you don't want butter because you're vegan, you can have ghee because you took out all the milk.
And is it better than olive oil, cooking with oil?
It is tastier than cooking with olive oil. If you clarify your butter, it's healthier than olive oil because of the fat. But then again, you have to go through the steps of making sure you clarify your butter. If you just use butter, you're not doing all the things to make it healthy. You're just using fat.
Allison says, yes, ghee is healthy.
Yes.
Healthier than butter, plus vegan friendly exclamation point. So to Lachelle, who asked about ghee, you said you don't recommend buying ghee. So they want to know, well, how do you not buy ghee and have it?
How do you not buy ghee? You take butter, put it in the Pyrex, put it in the microwave, and then you just skim off the white protein off the top, right? And then once you skim off that white protein, you're left with just the clear butter at the bottom. And that's pretty much it. You take one of these. If you look in here, you can see the white and the butter. See how I have the clear butter? And over here, you can see how I have some of the fat white. Taking that fat white out, like that, will get you clarified butter.
So you actually take the butter, melt it down, and then you keep scraping the top off. Let me see a little butter. Yeah. You keep scraping the top off.
See how I have fat at the bottom here? This white fat? That's the fat that's still in there. So I would microwave it again so this fat rises, scrape it off, and then I'll keep doing that until I have no fat settling down here.
And you said something very intriguing when you were at Le Cordon Bleu, that in your kitchen at the college, they would have big containers.
Right. So school, we didn't have microwave, so we did this in a double.
Say that again.
We didn't have microwave, so we double boiled most of our things that needed to be heated, where we put a metal pot on top of boiling water, and then we would put our butter in the pot, and then we would do it like that. So that way you get the constant heat and the fat keeps rising while you're scooping.
So say that process again.
So
because somebody's
you
gonna
take-
do it on here. Somebody's gonna type their name. Who's gonna make all this ghee?
So you take a pot of boiling water, put your pot on top of it, and then you take your pot with your hot pot and you put the butter inside of it.
Okay, so 2 pots. 1 pot boiling water.
Yeah, so a pot of boiling water.
Yeah.
And then you take a metal pot
Okay.
and put it on top. Put your butter in it. You melt your butter. And then while your butter is melting, it's going to separate into fat and clear butter. And then you just separate that while it goes, and then you should be good.
Wow. So Allison says, let's have a ghee day. Okay, so Allison would like you to just make some ghee. And then Shirley will be making ghee and salmon sliders. And Frederick says, and it will not burn that way. So the butter won't burn that way.
Right. Can you give me a paper towel, Rylan?
It's behind you.
Never mind.
Somebody said, can you repeat what spices are you using?
So spices, we're going chipotle powder, garlic pepper, or garlic powder, my bad, fresh ground pepper, and kosher salts. And Italian spices if you want. I didn't use any in mine, but oregano, parsley, all those things are fair game. And then fresh lime, red cabbage, and green cabbage. And then that's it.
And then
butter.
mayonnaise.
Butter and mayo. So we're about to start assembling. So your assembly is pretty straightforward. Move some of this stuff over. Like this. Alright, so I'm gonna ask my sous chefs to come over and help me with this part. Give me a second.
While you're assembling that, is there a difference between farm raised and wild? Somebody wants to know.
Farm raised and wild caught?
Bert White, is there a difference in farm raised versus wild caught salmon in taste and nutritional value?
Repeat the question.
So difference between wild caught and farm raised. Wild caught is more or less going to be a less deep red because the farm raised, they feed them red shrimp to get that flavor. To get that color, my bad. So farm raised is going to be more, it's going to taste more like the ocean and less like salmon, while the wild salmon is going to taste really, it's going to be saltier. It's going to be almost twice as expensive. It's going to be less pink in color, less red in color. It's going to be less saturated.
So when people look at salmon, they look for the pinkness in color. That's not that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a better meat.
Right. The pinkness in color can come from a couple things, and farm-raised salmon, the pinkness is from their diet. They feed them pink, not shrimp, it's more like meal and processed. Whatever farm-raised things, they pink pellets to make them that color. So,
And the nutritional value between the two?
nutritional value,
difference.
I would say farm-raised is less healthy just because it's less natural in terms of what they're eating, but they're all pretty much the same. Farm raised that you can trust to have less contaminants in it based on where it's caught. So that's more, that's a hard judge to scale. I'm gonna ask one of my kids over here to help me. Zai, you wanna help me assemble?
Dana Brown asked mango slaw ? You just add mango to the slaw? Is that how you distinguish make it mango slaw or not mango slaw?
Mango slaw is a couple things. So mango slaw, in my eyes, it's hard to say because every chef can say it's different, but in my eyes, mango slaw is anything where you don't even have to have cabbage in it. It's mango and you make it into a slaw, and a slaw is cutting things at a certain length. So they're long strips of something that's mixed together with a fat, and that's a slaw.
So slaw. So what makes it? You just I think gave us a definition.
Right. So slaw is long strips of something that you're tossing in fat, and so this mango slaw is long strips of mango and long strips of red cabbage and long strips of green cabbage tossed with mayo. So that's how this slaw is.
And you can make other slaws.
You can make whatever slaw with whatever anything. You can
As long
make,
as it's long strips.
as long as it's long strips, cut into thin French fry shapes, and tossed in fat. Yes. And so assembly. So Zai, if you can come over here, we're gonna take some of this mayo, right?
Zion
I'll hold this
is
for
our
you.
sous chef today.
So take some of this mayo and just slather it on this bread, as much as you think is appropriate. Right? So cheese, yeah, you might want to hold it. Nice. So grab some, put it on this piece too.
And I have to say, while she's doing that,
Nice.
I'm a true believer.
That's
The
cool.
earlier you get your children in the kitchen,
Cool.
the
Put
sooner
that
and the
in.
more comfortable they are cooking.
So we're gonna take this now, Rylan. Gonna come over here on me with this part. We'll take the slaw you made, take a spoonful and throw it on there. Actually, we're gonna teach them the right way to do this. So first, grab this, yes, thank you. So take this salmon, throw it on here, throw it on there.
What salmon?
The salmon.
Oh.
Right? And take, this might be hard for him. We want to take this second piece. And when you're stacking salmon, you want to be pretty gentle with it. You don't want to flake it apart. You want to let them break it apart in their mouths. So you want to set that in there nice and stable.
Let's get a round picture of that. Stack salmon.
Here you go, Rye.
Makes a nice robust.
Take one
slider.
spoonful of this, put it on top.
Here?
Yeah, so you do that, and I'm gonna do this part. So this, you're gonna get with time how to stack a slider. All right, pull the spoon away. So you stack your slider,
Very, very important.
and then because it is a stacked slider, you're not going to put this bread on top. You're going to put this bread on the side.
What?
And so you don't have to worry about, will this slider close? You just stack it up as high as you want. And you put the bread over to the side.
And any great chef is going to come in and they're going to work on plating. That's a distinct difference between all of us kitchen cooks. Kitchen cooks don't really do that, but a chef thinks about the plating.
All right, so final product,
Yummy.
a salmon slider with mango slaw and a garlic aioli.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it really still, you guys, and now it's time
So,
to
wait,
do a camera shot.
I'm gonna choose who gets to taste this one. We're going with Auntie.
I'm not gonna eat it.
We're
I'm
going
saying
Auntie
you guys
Renee.
do a screenshot on this one. I'm gonna hold it still and do your screenshot right now. Boom. And post. That's the birthday slider.
So we have a special guest who hasn't been here before.
She's been online. That's Lene. You see her online.
So Auntie, this is all you.
Because she showed him how to make the ice cream last week.
That I didn't get the taste.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going slow, going slow. What? You got to talk to us. What do you taste? What's going on?
Wait, I gotta get the cheese and the meat. Hold on.
Not even cheese, and that's the mango.
So you slice the mango so thinly, people think it's cheese.
I thought it really did. Oh, this is the best.
Tell us how she can't.
I can't. I'm just. You have to taste it in order to understand. You really can't.
Well, since we can't, because you're not. Can we have some?
So
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
wait a
try.
minute.
I'm gonna try to explain what's going on.
Okay,
Right.
come here, Zai. Come bite.
I don't like salmon.
You don't like to come?
Zai don't like. Zai's the reason I bought steak today.
Right.
I'll do it.
Tell them what you.
But I normally
Yeah,
am
no,
the
she is forcing herself to take a bite.
So that's
of
his
this.
sister, his god sister, Destiny. Let me just kind of get out of y'all mouths.
Yeah, let me-
Y'all got mouths wide open.
Yeah, grab the camera,
Y'all scary
Jess.
for camera. Okay, I'm gonna go away. 'cause
Someone
y'all
grab the
just-
camera. Someone grab the camera for her. So
That last bite
I'll
is
let her
yours.
take a bite.
So hi, this is.
Okay.
I think when you're eating, you gotta, cause they're no good. They're just in it for eating. They're not explaining to you anything.
Because you have to taste it in order to understand.
You wouldn't give me a chance?
So
I'm right, Allison. When
The
you look in your fingers, you know it's good.
the salmon is moist. I taste the creaminess of the aioli.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some punch, a little bit of spice of the chili.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I'm tasting?
Yep.
And there's a little tang of the lime in it as well. What I like is that the bread is super soft, but the cabbage is crunchy. So is that,
Right.
do you try to do?
Yeah, so the texture, if you've been watching our shows, you know that texture is very important when it comes to vegetables and how stuff feels in your mouth. And so you want the bread to be soft, and then the crunchy toasted layer, and then your soft mayo, and then your crunchy and soft cabbage, and then your crunchy salmon with the soft inside because you char the top, and then it gets crunchy and soft and crunchy and soft, and that's what it is.
Kim
If you-
said, "Can you send it to Canada?"
we can freeze it and send it to Canada, Kim.
Coming
You just gotta-
soon.
Coming soon.
To a store near you.
Email us about that. We'll get back to you.
Allison has her face in the screen, just waiting to try this.
Right, Allison, you guys have this last bite, right? I'm gonna take it vicariously, eat it vicariously through me. So I have to say, today is Jelani's birthday. And what I love is that, Destiny, what I love is that his whole commitment is serving people. So, you know, he can be doing anything on his birthday. We're about to go jump on trampolines.
Yeah, trampoline park.
We're about to go to the trampoline park, and we're going to jump until 9 p.m., 8:30.
Yeah, basically.
But he was adamant this morning about this. So make sure you guys go to Chef Jelani. That's J-E. Please spell his name right. Jelani. What is it? Say it nice and loud. Jelani. So just think about this. It's Swahili. And in Swahili, the E's sound like A's and the A's sound like E's. So J. Okay, so that's his birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. We're about to go party. We're about to go celebrate for his birthday. Chef Jelani. Jelani.
All right, guys.
Happy
next
birthday.
week, thank you. Next week we're gonna be back another Sunday. Today we did it on Monday because Christmas was yesterday, guys. So catch us next week, Sunday, 4 p.m. PST. Hope you guys get over all your colds. Talking to you, Brandy. You're a little sick. So we will see you guys next week. Have a happy holidays.
Happy birthday,